a slim stomach, toe with muscles, complemented by a thigh gap created by long, elegant legs. Flawless skin covers a perfect body. You look up from your phone and stare at the image across from you in the mirror. You look at yourself and you see no thigh gap, zit screaming, cover me up, cellulite, stretch marks, and much more. You don't look like the girls in the magazines, and you don't look like the girl on your phone. You know there's a way out, no matter what harm it causes, and you're willing to take that chance. Suicide, eating disorders, and depression have become a huge problem with young girls of society today. Many believe that these issues are caused because of print and social media. Print and social media are a huge part of day-to-day lives. People use them for knowledge, entertainment, and for work. They're a huge part especially of young girls' lives. These issues have stemmed from an unrealistic comparison of how the women should look in Photoshop. These problems have created a self-image issue in our young women, a comparison issue in our young women, and most serious of all, suicide and eating disorders. We use social media day to day, like mentioned before. Everybody claims that social media isn't really a problem in our lives. Anne Fung, writer of Social Media and Self-Esteem, said, "Regardless of whether people are aware of this or not, the habit of using social media can influence their self-esteem. Whether it's scrolling through Twitter and Instagram, or just flipping through your regular old magazine, these images are creating a negative self-image for young girls." The first issue present in print and social media is the fact that they create an unrealistic body image for women of our society. Bridget Katz, writer of The New Study Shows Impact of Social Media on Beauty, says, "Much of this survey sample, 78%, felt that the portrayal of women on social media is unrealistic, but 82% of women also said they believe social media can change the prevailing standards of beauty. This is proof that social media does create an image disorder among young women. They have all these models who look perfect, who are flawless, and this gives young women the idea that they have to look like this. This is not true. Photoshop is another issue among young women. For example, I have this picture of Lindsay Lohan before and after Photoshop. This is before. In this image, you can see her wrinkles, her freckles, and all of her flaws. And this is after. This was found in a magazine. This right here is another issue that creates problems among young women. When young women, including myself, see these pictures, we think, how do they not have zits? How do they not have flaws? And it just creates even more of a problem. Photoshop gives society an unrealistic image of how women should look and how flawless they should be. Photoshop and the unrealistic body image that social and print media have created has brought up the issue of a negative self-image among young women. The Oxford Dictionary describes self-image as the idea one has of one's abilities, appearance, and personality. When a young girl sees these perfect models in social and print media, it causes them to think, what's wrong with me? Why am I not like that? And then they look at themselves in the mirror and see all the negative issues that are wrong with them. This has to be stopped. Social media has also created an issue of comparison. When young girls are going through social media, they look at the lives of all these celebrities and elegant women and wonder, how come I'm not living a life like that? For example, there's an app called Snapchat. Snapchat allows you to see what all of your friends are doing in their lives and see what's going on. I had Snapchat. I would always go through everyone's Snapchat stories and see what my friends were doing. I would see they were at a party or they were having the best day of their lives with their mom or with their friends, and I would get really sad about this because I wasn't doing things like that. I then decided to delete Snapchat, and the problem has been solved. I'm so much happier, and I don't have to worry about what other people are doing in their lives. I can just focus on myself and what I'm doing. The last and most serious issue that has risen with the rise of social and print media has been the suicide and eating disorder rate among young women. Many experts believe that the suicide rate has gone up due to social media with young women. The eating disorder rate has also gone up. For example, I have a friend with an eating disorder. She's very into fitness and follows all of the fitness models on Instagram. Day after day, she's seeing these models, and it's created a problem of binging and purging for her. This is a serious issue among not only my friend, but many young girls in society today. There's obviously a huge problem with social and print media, but they can be solved. One solution to the problem would be to eliminate Photoshop. That is a huge problem that has created most of these comparison issues among young women, and if that can be eliminated, then a lot of the problem can be solved. Another solution to the problem would be having young women, take a different outlook on how they approach social media. Instead of having a negative outlook when approaching social and print media, women need to change their attitudes towards the media. They can have an attitude of positivity rather than an attitude of comparing and wishing they looked like one another. In conclusion, social media has become a rising problem among society today. It has created an unrealistic body image for young women, and the Photoshop issue is huge. These issues have created a negative self-image, comparison issues among young women, and most seriously, suicide and eating disorders.